The Mavericks comeback falls short as they fall to the Phoenix Suns. We'll break it all down coming up next on the DLLS Mavs postgame show. It's the DLLS Mavs postgame show live in our downtown Dallas DLLS Sports Studios. Kevin Gray alongside our DLLS Mavs analyst Bobby Corella, our DLLS Mavs beat writer Ron Harrod Jr., and our national NBA insider Marc Stein. We are DLLS Mavs, your favorite guys covering your favorite team, even when they lose their 8th straight game.
Especially when they lose their 8th
Ronaldo!
straight game.
Or especially
I'm here.
when they lose their 8th straight game.
Got Stein in the house with the clean shave.
I know. What's going on here? Stein clean shaven, Bobby with a
Naji got
haircut,
the clean
Naji
shave.
clean cut.
To
with
be
the,
to be on the show, was I supposed to like dial into the show from the barbershop?
Yes. I mean, you could have.
Yes.
You definitely could have. That's a precedent.
The
around
ultimate power
I'll
move.
ask him to put a camera in.
here. Mavericks fall to the Phoenix Suns 120-111 after engaging in almost a 31-point comeback. But the Mavericks
Ethical loss.
Sure. The Mavericks pulled it to within 6 in the last couple of minutes, but Devin Booker and company pull away to get the win as the Mavericks drop to a season high or low, depending on how you feel about it. 15 games below 500, dropping to 19-34 on the year. Suns 32-22 on the season. We'll break it all down here for you.
Jordan Knott is right in the heart of that Coach of the Year race.
He is deservedly so.
He's coaching well.
He is.
That's a good team. That's
Ethical loss?
That's a hard playing team.
Yeah.
I mean, sure. I mean, they was getting ass whooped by 31 points and was ready to wrap this on up. But then the cardiac Mavs just couldn't quit, which is my biggest takeaway.
They always play hard.
They just you got to kill them, or excuse me, unalive them to beat them. Because
Sorry, YouTube.
You know,
I'm putting it in the chat right now. 19-34.
yes.
Where does the Mavs record top out at? How many wins will they have in mid-April when the regular season ends?
Will they get to 20 before they get to 40?
Will
Ooh, let me
I?
think.
Yes.
I have loosely
They will.
in my this is
They
just
will.
this is just 27-55 is how I'm feeling.
Bobby, you know what the schedule is at the end of the month. They're going to get to 20 before they get to 40.
Oh, that happens that soon?
They have
Yes.
Brooklyn Nets.
Okay.
They have,
Yeah.
It's going to be, that is going to be.
How many
Jason
wins did they
Kidd,
finish
the
this
tank
pièce
off.
de résistance. That will be his magnum opus.
22.
If the Mavs are able to go through that 4-game
Kings?
stretch with a losing record,
At home,
I'm raising J Kidd's.
They're going to win
coaching
more
jersey.
than 3 games
I'm-
for the rest of the season.
We're raising J Kidd's quarter zip to the rafters if they go
Oh, wow.
1-3 during that
He
stretch.
does have a court zip.
I'm predicting that the Mavericks do go 4-0 in that stretch.
No
I hope
way.
you're
They're
wrong.
not doing
4-0.
Yeah.
27-55. I think that's a good over-under for the rest of the season.
Like that
Yeah,
stretch.
we said like about 27 and a half.
That means they would have to go 8-21,
Which is
for the rest.
not
Of
They
the
can
good.
do it. They can do it. I believe in them.
I think that's in the
They
ballpark.
probably finished the
Like,
eighth,
okay,
seventh.
since we're here, did you see what the Kings are doing tomorrow night against the Jazz and who they're sitting?
Yikes.
They're sitting everyone.
Tell me you're not going to watch that game, though.
I'm not watching that disgusting crap. I'm
Yes,
not
he
watching
is.
that. I'm not
He is
watching-
out.
No, I'm not.
You're going to be
definitely
tweeting out
is.
box score
First of all-
observations.
I
That's
will
game
not
of the
watch the
night.
Kings
That is
and the
game.
Jazz
That is
play.
game of the night.
I'm not watching that crap. Are you kidding me? I'm not watching that crap. I got a life, and it includes my wife and kids. I'm not
Kevin
watching
Gray.
that crap.
Wait a minute, Kevin Gray. You follow every sport in the world.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean I watch disgusting basketball.
This
on
ain't
purpose.
Bobby
I'm not
said.
watching-
you tweet
Please.
about
I got a
every
life.
sport.
I'm
You
not
tweet-
going to be watching. I'm going to be watching Blazers at Wolves tomorrow. That's what I'm going to be watching.
That would be a more interesting
I'm going to
game
be watching
than that.
Spurs at Warriors tomorrow. I got a life.
That'd be a more interesting game than that, probably. Yeah.
I'll be watching The Sopranos.
Oh, good for you. There you go.
I'm actually going to be doing something very nerdy tomorrow that I don't even want to talk about on camera, but I'll tell you all after.
You
the show.
embarrassed?
Oh, wow.
No, I'm not embarrassed.
Oh.
It's just
Nah, you embarrassed. It's
It
hilarious.
does not. It
Does
does
it involve
not.
chess?
It does not.
Does it involve Father John
Pokemon?
Zesty?
I wish. I wish.
Oh, it doesn't involve Pokemon?
No Pokemon. No Pokemon.
He's very open about his Pokemon. He wouldn't be embarrassed.
I have a stat from tonight's game if y'all want.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So tonight, my one big thing from the game is that, well, first off, free throws aren't free. The Mavs got 44 of them. They missed 12 of them, but 44 free throw attempts. The Suns had 9. Okay,
Is that a
so
record
that is
disparity?
a 35 free throw disparity. Now that is not the
insane.
record. The record is 47, done by the Bulls, also against the Suns. So maybe just the Suns are really unlucky. But that is the 65th time in NBA history that one team has taken at least 35 more free throws than their opponent. Teams are now 56-9 in those scenarios. Tonight was the 9th loss, a really, really, really clutch loss by the Mavs. Of course, the free throw advantage and disparity was offset by the fact that the Suns scored 33 more points off threes than the Mavs did. So they actually, despite shooting 35 fewer free throws, the Suns, if you add free throw points and threes points, still outscored the Mavs.
Tell me
this game.
Tell me the 3 disparity again.
Oh, no.
It was 16-5.
Oh, okay. Yeah. There you go.
Attempts were 50
I was
to
going to make
22.
you guess. I was going to make you guess to see how many
Attempts
threes
were
attempts
50 to
and made.
22.
Yeah.
So 48 to 15. It's
48 to
3-point
15.
line. Not good.
Yeah.
Not great.
good at all, man.
Yeah, the Mavericks go 5 of 22 from downtown. Suns go
Ethical loss, though.
It's perfect.
16
My God,
of
it's beautiful.
50.
I wish that there would have been fewer
Well,
free throw attempts.
I don't know
in the
that I
second
would
half.
say
We
it's
could have sped it along.
perfect because the one thing I do wonder, let's say 27 and 55 is right. Let's even say 29 and 53. Let's
Yeah.
even say 30 and 52.
Ooh, don't get weird.
Cooper Flagg, like, I do wonder how he's going to cope with being on a team that lost 52, 53,
He's not going to have a lot
54 games. I'm sure he hates this.
I mean, he already said earlier this season this is the most he's ever lost
Oh, by
in a
far.
season. This was like 30
But he
games in.
just keeps playing. He just keeps going.
Tonight struggled from the field a little bit, 8 of 20 from the field, but did get to the line 14 times, went 11 of 14 from the free throw line with the 5 rebounds, 2 assists, and 3 turnovers and a steal that he had. So still finished the game with 27 points and wound up being a plus 10.
So even climbing above 27 wins, that makes you nervous.
I just don't want to. I don't want to do it.
I don't want to do it.
I don't want to be there.
What was your Vegas number?
40.5.
Yeah,
We're
he
good.
was, that was.
Oh,
I can.
okay, yeah.
I can
Easily
almost
catch that
I can
bad
almost
boy.
waltz in. I'm a couple weeks away from just the Westgate calling me.
Hey, you want that money, bro?
Here's your check. Here's your check.
Cooper Flagg finished with 27 points. Naji Marshall.
God. Thankfully, this wild fork.
Sturdy.
What would you call this? A tumbler.
Tumbler.
Tanker.
Has good balance
Tank.
because I just about drowned you with water.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that thing is amazing.
Not
I feel so
Michelob Ultra,
hydrated.
No, it is.
No,
it
it's
is, it is
not.
ice cold water, filtered water.
But Flagg was good. He got to the basket. Naji Marshall was 12-17. I mean, he was efficient. It's one of the better games he's had over like the last maybe 14 days or so. He had like a little, soft stretch and then kind of got himself kind of playing well again. Got to the paint really good. He's still doing the point Naji thing. He threw a really good pass. I think it was the Coop that Jalen Green penned in like the second quarter when they made like a 17-1 run. Besides that, I mean, they just kind of were down, then coming back, then down, then coming back again. And that kind of was just the trend of the game. They almost made it a clutch game. I don't think it actually officially
Never got to
became
a clutch game.
but it got they almost touched that clutch wall, but it did not get there.
Quietly, Marvin Bagley had himself a good game. Went 4-4 from the field, 9 points, 8 rebounds. Was a +7 in his time on the floor in what was 24 minutes for him. No Klay Thompson tonight. He was out resting, so he was not available to help out in the three-point department. But the 2 high scorers, Naji Marshall with the 31 and Cooper Flagg with the 27. Meanwhile, for the Phoenix Suns, balanced attack for them. Dylan Brooks did his damage pretty much in the first quarter because he was abysmal for the final 3 from a shooting standpoint. Wound up with 23 points to lead all Suns scorers. Devin Booker had 19 points, just going 7-16 from the field. But other guys in double figures included Royce O'Neal, Mark Williams, who wound up with 13 points in this game. Also, Jalen Green with 12 and Ryan Dunn also with 12 points in this game as well.
I like what Tyler Luck says. If tanking keeps this crap from happening again next season, then lose every game from here on out. That's the thing. That's why it's important. First off, they don't have their picks for a while anyway, but the better your pick is, the less likely it is that you're going to need to tank again and again and again. It's not guaranteed. Obviously, the Mavs could end up first or second or third and draft a guy that either doesn't pan out or gets hurt or just whatever, struggles for whatever reason. But that's the thing. If you're going to be bad, be horrible and then be done with it. Wipe your hands and walk away, and next year try and go for the playoffs. What you don't want to do is be picking 12th and then you're just kind of like, we didn't really get better.
Yeah, there's just so many good players in this draft. The Mavs just have to hope that wherever they fall, they just get the best out of the bunch. We're not going to know exactly who's the 6th best player, the 7th best player yet. It's almost impossible to get that on draft night. You have to hope they just get a top 3, one of those guys.
Okay.
You kind of just got to hope that that's what happened. I mean, I think Wagler, I think it's how you pronounce the last name, Wagler had over 30 points tonight. He's a great shooter. I mean, Michael Brown, they hit 10 threes the other night, a college player making double-digit three-pointers in the game. The Mavs have to hope that their scouting department is ready because they have to get kind of the best out of that bunch. Of course, they don't get a top 4 pick. We're saying if they fall, say, pick 7. You have to make sure you get the Stephon Castle out of this class. You don't get the Rob Dillingham. These picks are very close, kind of made, but you have to make sure you get the best guy.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to just hope that happens.
Wupo says, wow, the team just got sold. No, that's not what happened.
Oh, my God.
That's not what happened. At least we don't think. Whenever Mark comes back, he's going to have to let us know.
We assume that's not what happened.
Interestingly enough, Patrick Dumont, the Mavericks governor, was on the sidelines tonight. He attended tonight's game in Phoenix. Yeah. Rarely does he attend road games, but the Mavericks majority owner was there tonight taking in the game in person.
No, CT, I don't blame you if you don't want to watch the games, but you got to watch the post-game show. How are you supposed to know what happens in the game? You got to watch the post-game shows.
You don't actually have to watch the Mavs game. We'll teach you what happened.
Yes, as we just did. The Mavs shot a lot of free throws, and they lost.
And you made a point the other night that I, really agreed with, was the idea that, look, man, it's one thing when you're losing, clutch games and games are interesting. When you're just steadily getting your ass whooped every night, that's when it becomes difficult. And we were on our way there toward another one. Like, coming into the night, the Mavericks were on a 7-game losing streak, had lost 4 of these 7 games by at least double digits. In fact, had lost these games by an average of 12 points in those 4 out of those 7 losses. They were on their way to a 5th out of 8 being a double-digit loss. And they were able to shoot their way back in it in the second half, particularly in the fourth quarter, especially from downtown. But yeah, for a while there, it was just like, hey, man, wrap this up. Because it was, as Rob would like to say, poo out there on the floor in a number of ways.
Yeah, they just got to keep going through the season, getting Coop on-ball reps. Hopefully, Max Christie, I think, sadly, Bobby's prospects didn't hit because Max Christie.
I've staked a lot more than just $5 on Max Christie.
You've put a whole reputation,
put my entire reputation
behind Max Christie.
Max Christie, but don't worry, I am not selling. Okay, I am holding.
Is he touchable now?
No. No one touch him. Keep your filthy paws off Max Christie. No one touch him. He's going to be fine.
No one touch him.
In 8 to 10 months, he's going to be totally fine.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I like what he's doing right now.
Yeah, I might
he's helping the cause.
Let's look up Christie's month by month.
Just don't do it. Don't do that.
Oh, wow. You're right, Lando. The Mavericks only lost by 9. At one point, they were down by 31, and it would look like it was just going to be just a straight to the woodshed beat down. But the Mavericks clawed their way back into this game and were able to get themselves a chance, only down 6 with just over 2 minutes left in this game, and the Suns were able to put it away. Look, the first half for me was just disgusting in a number of ways because it looked like for a while there, the effort for the Mavericks was just unreal and not even there. Like, at one point, I think the Suns had 10 offensive rebounds to the Mavericks 0, and it felt like the Suns were getting after every single loose ball in the first half, but then they finally woke up. Daniel Gafford had a couple of plays to kind of ignite a Cooper Flagg. Nice defense to offense. Gafford had a block where Jalen Green was trying to catch a body. Gafford blocks him and leads to a Coop dunk on the other end. So the guys started to wake up as the game went on. Unfortunately, it was just too little too late as they dug themselves a major hole to start off in tonight's contest. Let's take our first break, though, here on the DLLS Mavs postgame show. When we come back, hopefully Stein rejoins us in a matter of moments to talk.
Oh, my gosh. Here he comes.
We're going to break.
Are you going to be here for at least the next 17 minutes?
I hope so.
He says he hopes so. He says definitely.
Our guy Marc Stein dropped a bombshell report yesterday that we are going to dive into and get to your super chats.
Yes. Did Mark close the deal? Did we raise enough money to buy the Mavs? Find out next. On the deal. Well, if you took Drake May for less than everything, then you probably went home a big winner after the big game the other day. But just because football's over doesn't mean the fun ends on Prize Picks. No, folks, you can play basketball, you can play hockey. I'm sure there's some Olympic good stuff on there. Baseball's getting fired up here. Jeff Wilson is out in Arizona for that. And so the fun never ends on Prize Picks, where it is good to be right and where making good decisions can get you paid. You pick whether between 2 and 6 players will record more or less than their projected stat lines. In basketball, it could be like points, rebounds, assists, or all 3 combined. You can also stack multiple picks on the same player. So, for example, Coop points plus rebounds and Coop points and rebounds. It's a really good time. It's the only platform that allows you to do that. If you want to play along, download Prize Picks today. Use promo code DLLS when placing your first $5 lineup, and your account will be gifted $50 to use anytime you choose on any lineups you like. Again, on Prize Picks, it is good to be right.
The Day of Love is coming up in 4 days, and I know what you love more than anything when it comes to the perfect meal, and it comes in the form of Wild Fork Foods. If you're looking to prepare a fantastic Valentine's Day meal this year, Wild Fork Foods can help you do that. In fact, they've got everything from lobster tails at $7.98 a tail. They got beef tenderloin medallions at $10 a piece. They got salmon pinwheels with lobster stuffing at $5 a piece. And if you're looking for some dessert, they've got $6.98 chocolate lava cake as well. And you can even bundle some pairs together as well, including $32 lobster tails and filet mignon. So if you're looking for the perfect bundle and the perfect dessert for your Valentine's Day meal, Wild Fork Foods has got you covered. 9 DFW locations. My favorite, of course, the Wiley location. You can also go to wildforkfoods.com. They got delivery options there as well, just in time for your perfect Valentine's Day meal. They've got everything that you need, including sides as well, to perfect pair your meal together. So visit wildforkfoods.com. That's wildforkfoods.com. Wild Fork Foods is the best meat and seafood market in the game today. Back here on the DLS Mavs postgame show as the Mavericks fall 120 to 111 for their 8th straight loss. The 8 straight losses now, their longest losing streak since the 2016-17 season.
I was there for that one.
You survived, it sounds like.
I did. Not by much, but I did.
As the Mavericks dropped to 19-34 on the season. We have our National NBA Insider, though, Marc Stein, live here in studio. After yesterday was an absolute bombshell piece of news that he dropped, where, Marc Stein, I'll turn it over to you. What is going on with the current Mavericks ownership and governorship situation?
So basically, I reported Monday that there have been investors, potential investors, that have been they've shown interest in partnering with Mark Cuban to try to lodge a bid to buy a team that we have no confirmation is for sale. But there is this interest. Mark Cuban still owns 27% of the franchise. So there are, based on what I've been told, local and Texas-based entities that have shown interest in bringing significant money to the table to theoretically combine with the 27% interest to see if majority control can be obtained. Now, before reporting this, I tried to ascertain, is there any scenario where the team would be for sale? And as you guys saw in my report, a source close to Dumont told me the family remains very excited about the future of the franchise, the Cooper Flagg era. And since my story, what has been relayed to me is that the prospect of would-be investors has only increased. I think that there is significant interest among various parties that I frankly need to confirm to a higher level before I can start speculating on who those might be, but that want to see if this is even possible. It's not known if this is possible. It's not known would a bid even be welcomed or received. And as I'm pretty sure, did we note this in the first segment? I ran off to deal with a completely separate story. Patrick Dumont was at the game tonight in Phoenix. Phoenix is obviously very close to Vegas. We don't often see Patrick Dumont at road games. So
I think the last one might have been Game 5 of the finals.
Yeah, it's been a while since he's been on the
He
road.
doesn't even.
He wasn't in
he's
Houston
only been to
the
a few home
times I
games.
was there. He was not in Oklahoma City when I was there.
Yeah, he rarely goes to the arena, like to the home arena. Now,
So-
Mark, okay, no, go for it.
Oh, okay. I was saying the natural question, and I believe we're going down the same road. The natural question is, at least for me, why? Why now? Why this particular piece of information, or even the possibility?
Well,
of this
honestly, I think it has been a rumble in Maverick circles for a while now. You know, more than just days, weeks that this has been percolating, but it reached the point Monday where it was, I felt like I had enough to go with and report. So, I mean, I gotta take this one, guys.
Oh my gosh!
All right, I'm gonna finish the segment and then I'm gonna take it in the third segment.
Okay. I have two questions, varying degrees of messiness. All right, you willing to get a little messy?
Try me.
All right. Number one, now maybe this is a pure coincidence. All right, but this is the less messy question. Maybe it's a coincidence that earlier in the day, our friend Town Brad from the Dallas Morning News, Brad Townsend.
I think that has zero to do with it.
The potential of a Las Vegas franchise.
I don't know how many times we have to cover this ground. The Mavericks are not going to Las
No,
Vegas.
not for the Mavs to
moving.
move, but that if there is an NBA expansion,
They go to
one of the teams
Vegas, and then
could
Cuban
be
gets
in
Dallas.
Vegas, and then would they be interested in owning?
So
a
what?
team
They're
in
just gonna
Vegas?
ditch one team and just flip over to another.
That's just what I'm being the voice of the fan here.
But I think that question stems from the whole conspiracy theory, which I mean,
true.
Have we not debunked that one to this point?
About the Mavs moving, yes, but I think the further one is that they have very little to no.
Don't
business
you
interests in
imagine that
Vegas
if there
right
is
now,
an
right?
expansion, this is the year the NBA says it will decide if it's going to go ahead with expansion. If it gets to that point, if it gets to that.
Oh my goodness!
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
Hold on.
stop mid sentence.
No, because I'm dealing with two different stories at
you're
once,
fine,
guys.
you're
I'm
fine.
sorry.
Has it been sold, Mark? Blink twice if yes.
No.
Go ahead and finish.
Now
yeah, finish.
I'll set up the next question. Well, yeah, I'll set up the next question. So in your story, which I read on your Substack, the Stein line, it's a great Substack. I recommend subscribing.
Same.
I've recently done so.
You get a lot of bang for your buck.
Mm-hmm.
At the very end, you did include a quote from sources close to the Mavs ownership that says, "Yeah, Coop is awesome." That doesn't say no, though. Like I think there's a difference between saying we're excited about this guy versus we're not going to sell the team. Am I just being a little messy here?
Yeah, no, I think that is a pretty natural reaction that, I've wondered the same thing, and is part of going to the game tonight an attempt to make that statement. But all I can go on is what has been relayed to me at this point, and the statement went as far as it could.
So what would be, as far as your best read is concerned, what would be Mark Cuban's motivation to put together a group or get together with a group to attempt to buy back the team?
Well, I think obviously the transition from his ownership to Dumont's ownership has obviously been bumpy, to put it politely. He thought he was going to have control over basketball operations. That evaporated within a matter of months. And Sorry, guys. I'm getting messed. I knew this was going to happen.
There's a lot percolating.
So
Yeah.
I just think this conversation has started where, again, he only owns 27%.
Right.
Big time money would have to surround that, I would imagine, to even make this any kind of a conceivable possibility. And also, don't forget, the Dumonts do possess the ability to take the Dumont Adelson families possess the ability to take Cuban's share from 27 to 7% if they want to buy him out. That's within the first 4 years of the deal.
And that could happen at any moment that they choose to do that.
So Cubes could either go from 27 to 7 or 27 to 51. It's
a big jump.
in this.
Yeah,
in this
in
would
this-
be.
I gotta run off. Let's
Okay.
deal with this again. Let me deal
We
with
got
this.
more. We got
and
more
come back because I don't want to answer this all on the run. I want to, but I can't
Yeah,
help it.
no. You're good.
gotta-
You're
go
good.
ahead.
You're good.
I got to deal with this other story. So
You're good.
I promise we will.
As
I
long
think-
as you spill the beans about that one too.
No, I think we can finish the segment because I have some questions too that I think Bobby and KG would know since I'm the outsider here. So, why would Mark Cuban sell the Dallas Mavericks if he still wanted to run the Dallas Mavericks? It would be like if I said, "Hey, GM Ben, I want to leave this job. Can you still maybe find a role for me and still pay me?" He'd be like,
Yeah, so
"Yeah."
The implication, and Stein has mentioned this, and other writers have mentioned this as well, and reporters, that Cuban may or may not have sold the Mavs at a bit of a discount.
That's right.
Under the impression,
That's right.
what he claims is contractual language, but others say it could just be the impression or a misguided impression that he would retain final say in basketball operations. Regardless, it doesn't matter if you have a GM, a VP of basketball operations, a president of basketball operations. If the owner does, if Patrick Dumont's like, I want to make this trade, Cuban has final say, and he says for life.
He
Or
sold it
until-
to-
for all until the end of his days.
Yeah, he
But
sold
if
it
it's
to-
in a contract, though, then you
That's
have
the-
to oblige the
that's it.
contract.
That's it right
And-
there. No,
and
no.
If it's not in the contract,
That's where
because I'm just saying I'm just saying, look, I'm not a billionaire.
Kevin Gray melted
asked
down
him.
in that seat
I
about
asked
a year
him,
ago
yes.
today.
If GM Ben did something that was outside of my contract, I would be mad. I'm not a billionaire like Mark
Ron,
Cuban.
I asked the man.
I would go to them and I would be like, "Hey, we're going to pay you this." Actually, you know what? We can't even get to that number anymore.
I asked the man. to
I'd be
his
like,
face,
"Wait, what? I signed for this number."
Listen, I asked the man to his face personally, why didn't you get this in writing? And then he proceeded to pull out his phone.
He was showing Mark emails.
He was showing Mark emails live on the air, emails between him and the NBA claiming that the NBA told him that he could not have that in the contract.
So basically, this is a handshake deal gone wrong.
He sold it to his homeboy and his
More or less.
homegirl with the idea that he would retain control on a handshake if he sold it to him at a discount, which he did.
Also, a good segue to that question. You said homeboy and homegirl.
Patrick Dumont and Miriam Adelson.
So
Homeboy,
he's
homegirl.
friends with these people.
Long-standing
Been long time
business
friends with him.
relationships.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say friends, but
business relationship.
Yeah.
Billionaire,
Long-standing
billionaire
business
De
friends.
facto
relationship,
homeboy, homegirl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so after
Yeah.
this relationship, this is what still happened.
He sold it to him. Yeah.
Mm.
But also the idea would
Pretty
be
much. I again, just from my Wizards DC perspective, like when Ed Poland sold it to the current owner, it was like very smooth of a transition. There was no like fighting over power. Ed got out the way.
well,
And this what happened. It wasn't like
Mark Cuban is anything but a typical
it's
sports
just-
franchise owner, which is
It'd be
part
like
of
if
why
Jerry Jones tried to
so many
sell it.
Mavs fans like him so much, because he's a fan too, and he wants to like get his hands dirty and build the team and stuff. I know that obviously ended up rubbing a lot of fans the wrong way, and I think that Cuban gave a lot of quotes since this sale of the team that rubbed me the wrong way too. But the one thing that you can never ever say about him is that he does not care about the Mavs.
Yeah.
He
Like,
100% cares
that
about
guy
the
cares
team.
about the Mavs more than most people that have ever lived.
But like, if you care, like my girlfriend would tell me this: your actions mean a lot more than what you say to me. Like he can say that, he can jump on the sideline, cry with the team, but when the rubber made the road, you sold the team, bruh.
Well, he also has said in the days and weeks and months since then that part of his motivation to sell the team was
Money.
well, no, not necessarily that. His family, like
Money.
the idea of.
I
mean,
I'm gonna tell
obviously,
you what it is, brother.
I'm-
You see a bee, you jump and say, okay.
I'm just
Like-
I'm just telling you what he said, and part of yes, obviously it was money, but also the idea that he didn't want to pass it down to his kids. He didn't want his kids to be burdened with the idea of running a team. You could take that for what it is, and you know,
Oh, wow.
whatever.
He did say that multiple times.
He said that multiple times that he did not
What if
want
his
to
kids? But what if his kids wanted to run the business?
he didn't want the pressure. He didn't want to put the pressure on them to
Mm.
run the team once once it was passed down.
And
To
there's a
him.
lot of financial and tax implications
Yes.
with that sort of
All
thing.
that
Too.
too.
There's a lot going. It was very complicated.
But
It was
the
very
big
complicated.
and Bobby, you can help me out too. The biggest undercurrent of this too, in terms of selling it to Adelson and Dumont, was the idea that they would get gambling and a casino here in Texas, to get gambling passed in the state of Texas, and to get a casino arena built.
And that was a huge element of
A massive element of all
of
this.
them wanting to buy the team in the first place,
That's
is to
right.
get this passed, because they basically, I mean,
They've poured millions.
I'm gonna
upon
try and
millions
be
of
really
dollars.
careful with the way I talk about this.
Oh.
They spend a lot of money on politics.
yeah,
we do have some breaking news. So we have from Joe Vardon from The Athletic, of course, with Sam Amick of The Athletic, Dan Wilkie, that Luka Doncic, Dirk Nowitzki back group to buy Italian team with NBA Europe hopes. So on the day or the week of the
So
Mavs,
Dirk
may
and
be
Luka
looking
are
like that.
not buying the Mavs.
They're not buying the Mavericks.
Oh, look, I know the Mavs
says
have lost 8 straight games, but they are still in the NBA. All right, they are not going to get relegated to NBA Europe. They are still an NBA
They're
team.
spamming the comments with that breaking news, too. Respect.
Oh, wow.
I think it was Lanner, yes, who sent that, made me look. But yeah, to Luka Doncic, Dirk Nowitzki back group to buy Italian team with NBA Europe hopes. So I know this is not directly correlated with what we've been talking about, but this is still two Mavs legends buying something NBA related, which I feel like is just a
Oh
crazy
wow, this is the
coincidence and irony.
we're gonna
based on what
touch
we're
on
talking
this on
about.
the other side of the break, but Bobby, you'll be interested in this part of it. Luka Doncic is part of an investor group headed by former Dallas Mavericks general manager Donnie Nelson,
Oh wow.
that is seeking to bring a team to Rome as part of NBA Europe. Sources tell The Athletic.
Wow.
So
All right.
I mean, if the NBA is really, which that's that's way too complicated doing this one show, but if they really are on this NBA Europe competitor thing, the best thing to do would be to get your biggest European stars in the NBA to essentially man some of these teams, be the faces of some of these teams. So Luka Doncic, Dirk Nowitzki, it's a pretty good group. Also shows you how close those guys are. That they're two of the people that are, looking to buy, one of these type of teams. It shows you the relationship these guys has and why, Dirk was so upset.
let's take our next break here on the DLS Mavs postgame show. When we come back, more with our national NBA insider Marc Stein. Maybe, as the Mavericks fall to the Suns. We'll deal with all that and more coming up next. But first, we want you to become part of our DLLS Sports family. The easiest way that you can do that is to like, comment, and subscribe to DLLS Sports and join the over 40,100 subscribers here in our DLLS Sports family. The next way you can do this is scan that QR code that you see on your screen right now, or visit alldlls.com to become a diehard member. When you do, you get 20% off our events. You get a free t-shirt upon sign up. You get access to our member-only Discord, and you get access to all of our premium content curated by Ron Harad Jr. covering your Dallas Mavericks, Jeff Wilson covering your Texas Rangers, in surprise right now as we speak, as Ranger spring training has begun, and Sam Nessler and Sean Shapiro covering your Dallas Stars. It's the Olympic break. Can Team USA possibly take out Canada to win USA men's hockey gold? And of course, Clarence E. Hill Jr., the greatest beat writer in the history of the Dallas Cowboys, covering all things as the Cowboys offseason officially has begun, and the idea that they may be tagging, not trading, George Pickens. He's going to be all over that this offseason. And we've got some incredible merchandise available to you right now. If you visit store.allcitynetwork.com, you can check out our brand new t-shirts that we have in not one but two colorways, as we pledge allegiance to the flag as the Rookie of the Year favorite Cooper Flagg having a sensational year. We have two brand new shirts that you can check out again at store.allcitynetwork.com, where we have a lot of fantastic merchandise as well. But also join us here at DLLS Sports at alldlls.com to become a diehard member today. We're back here on the DLLS Mavs postgame show. a little chaotic. A lot of things happening.
I know.
Among the things that actually happen on the floor.
I don't know if I'm supposed to like. Should I be looking into this?
I'm
Should I, like rotate my body.
No, you're good. Yeah, you're good.
I'm kind of
Just
like
be comfortable.
I know the way it is. I'm sort of like looking this way, which
Yeah.
makes me seem like I'm in like a
Weird
1912
zone.
portrait. You know, like I feel like very
Side
regal.
angle, that side
Yeah, like,
profile.
I should be adorned with like a saber and some
Yeah.
military gear. No, it's fine, Tanner. You're good.
Yeah, there
I
you
like
go,
it
man.
like
Yeah,
this.
you're good.
I look very distinguished.
Yeah.
yeah.
I wish that I would
Got
have
some
trimmed
headspace.
most of my beard and just had like a really long mustache.
Yeah.
You know, put on like a wig and a hairpiece, toupee. But yeah, like I was saying before, you know, I think that this is just me talking. All right, I as I always say, I'm just SFG on the internet. Okay, but you know, Dumont and that group Sands Corp have been pouring a lot of resources into Texas politics in the hopes of getting gambling passed, and it was shot down in the last legislative session. They still have some time to get it passed, but their initial dream, their initial goal of building a stadium, casino, hotel, megalopolis resort seems to be in jeopardy. Rick Welts has been on record saying we being the Mavericks, we are moving forward under the belief that we will not get casino or casino gambling or whatever gaming legalized. And so it is just going to be an arena that they're building. It's not going to be an arena and a casino. And so if that business interest doesn't present itself in Texas, then what use is there? And this would be a question I'd ask Mark, but what use would there be for Patrick Dumont and Miriam Adelson to own the Mavs? I don't know if there would be one because clearly they're not basketball people.
And if certain elections continue to go the way that they are projected to go, it will be quite a while before the idea of casinos and gambling would ever be passed here in the state of Texas. Again, that's for other conversations that we don't necessarily need to get into. But that is some of the
Definitely, yeah. It's
I mean, the
it's
intersection.
interesting, yeah.
Well, the intersection of sports, economics, and politics is
Yeah.
an entangled web, and particularly one here when it comes to this ownership group and what they're trying to accomplish.
Yeah, Rick Welts is very visible. I've got a chance to catch him a couple of times. He's out. He's sometimes in the hallway. He's not like every game or anything, but about the same amount of games Dumont has probably been to. Rick Welts has probably been there in some capacity in different ways. He's very involved in this team. With the possible, it's not going to get into about the sell portion. It just, it seems like Dumont is trying to get more and more into the basketball thing. So after basically over the last, basically 12 months now, kind of flipping the act and becoming more, active, still not active maybe as some governors clearly, but to kind of do all that, to then just all right, I'm good, would be like, what kind of happened? Like, did you just say this was just not my thing? Is this too much?
Well, let's be frank. The Dumont and Adelson ownership group is still wildly unpopular in a number of respects after what has happened over the last 12 months. Even during Mark Aguirre's jersey retirement,
they did boo the ownership.
There were mild boos inside the arena booing Patrick Dumont. So
that was wild.
It's a number of layered elements to all of this. Bobby, as the resident Mavs historian on the program, it's been an unprecedented 12 months. It's really been an unprecedented almost, 18, 20 months, because the sale of the team took place in late November of 2023. And it seems like every day since that period has been something on top of the other, leading to what was the trade, and then obviously where we are now. I can't think, even as someone who has watched basketball, followed the game, whether it be team specific or not, the last almost 2 years, or a year and a half, 18, 20 months, has been some of the most unprecedented events I've ever seen for a team, in whether on the floor or off the floor, in a number of ways.
Yeah, there's been a lot of change, and it hasn't been the smoothest ride. Obviously got off to a really good start, whenever they initially bought the team. The Mavs go on this great run to the finals. They come up short and then basically that was like the last good thing that happened. You know,
Yeah.
Derek Lively making that corner 3 in Game 4 was the last good thing that
It's
happened
been
to the Dallas Mavericks. And since then it's been tough, but yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure they're well aware that Patrick Dumont's well aware that he's not the most popular guy in the world. Certainly here, and I don't know if that matters to him at all, to be honest. I mean,
because I can't think this would be like buyer's remorse. Like, oh, I'm gonna sell the team back.
No, I don't think so. I mean, well, what I would say is that now a lot of franchise valuation is tied up in real estate and stadiums. And if you own an arena that is also a hotel and a casino, then you're one of the most valuable sports franchises in the league, maybe even the world. At that
Cuban
point.
said that very same thing sitting on this set.
Yeah, but if you just own a new arena, that's cool. But like, I'm not even trying to imply that they would sell the Mavs for a loss because Cuban already bought it at a discount or sold it at a discount in the first place. But if you don't get like the best stadium with a business, I mean, casinos print money. That is literally what they do. That's just a cash register. If you build a fancy new arena with a hotel and a cash register attached, you can sell that team for double what you paid for, if not more. If you don't have the hotel and you don't have the casino and you're not very popular and your team is not as good as it was and your ticket sales aren't looking great, even though I think the ticket sales are fine. But like, I don't know.
Yeah, I think perfect timing too, because today it's Sportico dropped their valuations for all 154 teams in the Big 5 U.S. leagues. Can you all guess where the Dallas Mavericks fall? So 154 teams. This is MLS, MLB, NFL, NBA,
second,
NHL. Where's their valuation, do we think?
Third.
I'm going to say in the top 50.
They are in the top 50.
Okay.
They are the 47th team with a $5.24 billion.
Wait, run that number again?
They are the 47th team.
Okay.
The $5.24 billion.
You said 5.24?
Yep.
So that's gone up, actually, since...
They're right above the Toronto Raptors and they're right below the Cincinnati Bengals.
Cincinnati Bengals.
You said right above the Cincinnati Bengals?
Below.
Dude, the NFL is just disgusting.
The Bengals are 5.5 billion valuation. The Bengals.
And they're 48th?
The majority of the first half is all like...
I'm sure the Yankees...
So what are they in the NBA?
Like the Warriors.
What are they in the NBA? Are they've got to be top 10 in the NBA. Right?
I would...
Or like
just
above
outside
average,
top
probably.
10, yeah.
Again, stadium is...
It looks like 11 if I did that quick count, right?
Yeah,
11.
stadium is definitely affecting that.
And the other teams are like the teams you would think, like Los Angeles teams, New York teams, Golden State Warriors,
like,
Chicago.
How, whenever it became clear, and this is all just, we're just guys being dudes, okay?
Hoopla.
But once it became clear that gambling wasn't going to be legalized, the Mavs suddenly turned to litigation against the Stars.
That's true.
To get the Stars out of the arena, and then now the Stars are going to go to Plano, and AT&T is also leaving Dallas, and the city of Dallas really doesn't want to lose the Mavs, and so now all of a sudden, maybe the Mavs gets a little more tax cash to build that new stadium. Like,
to remain here,
they know what they're doing, dude. Patrick Dumont knows what he's doing. He is a businessman, and he is, so he's trying to make things happen.
You know what the irony of all this is? It just dawned on me, and maybe it's dawned for most folks, and I'm just slow. The two biggest transactions in the history of this franchise, neither one of them were brought to market. They were sold to their homeboys on a discount. Mark Cuban selling to Patrick Dumont, Nico Harrison's trading Luka Doncic to his homeboy, and Rob Pelinka in Los Angeles. Neither one of those transactions brought to market. Both of them.
Man, KG's been radicalized?
I'm just saying, man. Like, I'm just saying, like, the two biggest deals in the history of this franchise were sold on discounts. Unreal to me, to their homeboys. Just unreal, man.
For the audio listeners, Mark is back. Are you all right?
So I apologize to everyone. Like, a completely separate story was like unfolding while you guys. I mean, I couldn't even string two sentences together. So like, if we want to do a new segment, start over, and I can coherently speak, I apologize to everybody. But that was
no, you're good.
Sometimes there are interruptions that I cannot control, and this was one of those.
So the Mavs did not get sold in the last 15
No,
minutes.
they did not.
Well, let's take our
I mean, so we still have time.
Yes.
Every super chat you give us is one step closer to owning the Mavs. All right, do not forget it.
Let's take our final break here on the DLS Mavs
Sound
post-game
easy.
show. More with our national NBA insider, Marc Stein, and we will get to all of your super chats. All that and more coming up next.
Ooh, Mark breaking news, by the way. Like Kevin mentioned earlier, you can become a diehard today. It's great. It's fantastic. Look, all of the coolest people I know are diehards. And also everyone I know who is cool is a diehard. So if you feel like you're cool, well, you're not, unless you're a diehard. If you want to be cool, you got to become a diehard. That's the only solution. But we also have a supporters club here on YouTube. It's like the YouTube membership program. So it's $5 a month. It's real sicko level stuff. Okay. And that's just not my words. That's how we promote it. Gives you access to some emojis. You get an extra video every week. Jeff Kavanaugh posted an unhinged car ride video that he filmed while in San Francisco for the big football game that just happened. That was pretty funny. It's our turn this week to do it, so we got to think of something funny to do this week. No
Maybe
pressure.
more sports and economics.
Yeah, maybe. But anyway, thank you to all of you for supporting us. However you choose to support us, I really appreciate it.
Of course.
Before we get more into the bombshell story report that our guy Marc Stein dropped on us yesterday, Mark, help us out and clarify what's happening with former Mavericks superstar and legend Dirk Nowitzki.
Yeah, so Gazzetta dello Sport in Italy, which is their national sports daily newspaper. It's famous publication in Europe. If you've seen it, very distinctive pink pages and just a famous publication. The Gazzetta dello Sport reported this week that former Mavericks GM Donnie Nelson is in very advanced talks to buy a basketball franchise in Italy with the hopes of that franchise eventually becoming part of NBA Europe. The report also mentioned a certain Luka Doncic as part of that investor group, of course. You know, he now plays for the Lakers. But the report also mentioned that Dirk Nowitzki is part of that investor group. And what I was just reporting and just tweeted while I was off stage and now I'm back is that Dirk is not currently part of that group to buy the team in Italy. So I was tweeting a news clarification to The Athletic put out a story, their own version of the story based on the Gazzetta dello Sport page, the Gazzetta dello Sport report from, I think it came out actually earlier.
Yeah,
So
we talked
today.
about that a little bit. What
did
about the Luka portion though?
Yeah, I
do you
mean,
know
by
anything
all
about that?
by all accounts, that is accurate. And Donnie Nelson, of course, last summer became an advisor to the Slovenian national team. Donnie Nelson, of course, drafted Luka Doncic, and the maneuvering is to Donnie Nelson has, by all accounts, according to this Gazzetta dello Sport report, assembled a group that features Luka that is trying to get this franchise in hopes that this Rome-based franchise, which, if I have the story right, is not currently in Rome yet. There's a lot of moving parts to that one as well. But if that eventually becomes, could that franchise eventually become a contender for NBA Europe, which obviously would be quite a splashy entree back into top-level basketball for Donnie Nelson, who, of course, is famed for his involvement in the international game going all the way back to the 80s when he was working for his dad with Golden State and the eventual drafting of Sarunas Marciulionis. And Slovenia borders Italy. So Italy is a country that obviously Luka has a very strong familiarity with.
Sure.
Proximity to Slovenia. So, again, I profusely apologize that I was so distracted with whatever. I don't even remember what you guys were asking me before because I was literally getting texts and phone calls on that story.
We were asking you, so did you by chance hear anything from Dirk Nowitzki's spokesperson, Scott Tomlin? Good dude, by the way. Dirk and Scott. Two
Love
good
Scooter,
dudes.
man.
How about
Shout out
that?
to Scooter.
Is Dirk pulling out of the ownership group of this Italian club because he is entering into the ownership group of the Dallas Mavericks.
Do you ever ask me just like questions that aren't on tilt 15?
I mean, that seems like a fair leap.
I start.
You're a little frazzled right now. I might be able to take advantage.
I start running to the kitchen to take these calls. Who's the buyout for?
No, this is exactly when you play
that's a
action.
lot.
Rob is throwing
Yeah, I
90
think
down
that's a
the
lot.
pipe.
I spoke to Scott Tomlin about this specific story, and that is all.
All right, that's fine.
I'm sorry that I've let you down for the 8,000th time
Don't
in
mention it.
DLS history.
So, walk us through some of the timeline with this. Obviously, with your report coming out yesterday afternoon, how we got to this point, and what could be next steps. Are the Dumont and Adelson family even willing
But that's the thing.
to consider?
I can't answer that. Only they know, and that their position on this. They might have. We have no interest in fielding any offers policy, but it is not where they exactly stand on that is not clear. All I can pass along is I did try to report it to the full extent that I could yesterday, and a source close to Dumont, that's what all I got back was, we're excited about the future of the franchise. We're excited about the Cooper Flagg era. Obviously knows Rick Welts was brought here to work on the arena. They've gone full steam ahead with trying to get the arena location settled, even though, as we all know, again, I am not I said this today on Sirius XM NBA radio. I am not an expert on Texas politics and legislature and all that stuff. So, are they any closer to the prospect of casino gaming being allowed in this state? I don't think so, based on my knowledge. But that is not my field of expertise. So, I can't. It's hard for me to speak on that with great authority, but I think we know that casino gaming to this point has not yet been ratified and allowed in the state of Texas. They continue to press forward with their plans to build a new arena. We keep hearing it's either going to be downtown or Addison at the old Valley View Mall site.
I believe the Valley View site has already been committed to something else, though.
Okay,
I think that might
shows you what I know.
Yeah. Recently, it's been City Hall, basically.
So they are pressing ahead with their plans. They want a new arena in the next 5-ish years, right? 2031 is the year that it gets thrown out. But basically, I think the takeaway is, based on everything I'm hearing, there are deep-pocketed potential investors who want to partner with Mark Cuban, who still to this point owns 27% of the team, to test the resolve of the Dumont Adelson families, to test their resolve and see would they be willing to field a bid for the team.
I have a timeline question. So
you guys keep asking me timeline stuff.
No,
I don't know.
No, I think that this is based more on historical kind of things. So obviously, a huge element of owning a team is getting the stadium stuff figured out, and the Mavs are getting pretty close to decision time. Now, the last time the Mavs were sold, it kind of came out of nowhere, whenever Cuban sold. But the time before that, Ross Perot sold to Cuban right around the time that American Airlines Center basically got approved and stamped, you're good to go. And a few years before that, Ross Perot bought the team from Don Carter kind of to get American Airlines Center built. So it seems like up until the most recent time, every time this franchise changed hands, an arena had something to do with it. And so my question would be, to the best of your knowledge, and based on generally how ownership timelines go in the NBA, especially involving new stadiums, if it is going to happen, it's going to need to happen kind of soon, right? Because building a stadium takes a very long time. Like, this is like a multi-year project.
I genuinely don't know the answer. I would have to report that out. As I remember it, because I was the beat writer for the Morning News when Cuban bought the team, January 4th, 2000. We'll never forget it. That was always painted to me that Cuban, it was $285 million. Nowadays, that sounds like nothing, but at the time, that was a lot for an NBA franchise, and that was a lot for a franchise that was a laughingstock franchise. The Mavericks were a laughingstock franchise for the bulk of the 90s. And so my sense always was that Cuban just put such a ridiculous offer on the table that Ross Perot Jr. was like, well, I'm not passing that up. Now,
Okay.
maybe there was an arena element that I don't remember, but at the time, again, I'm the team beat writer, so I'm not as focused on a city-wide issue like that one. So I could be not having the full picture or remembering it wrong, but I don't believe that any of this is motivated by arena timelines. I think it's based on the way it's been laid out to me. There's obviously been a GM change. We just saw a major trade last week, but there are, again, interested parties who want to see if this team could actually be put up for sale. And again, I don't know the answer. I don't know. Like, I can't say with certainty that they would or they wouldn't. If somebody puts an amazing price on the table, only the Dumont, Adelson families know how they would respond.
And I guess, and this is not necessarily a question, this is more so kind of just a thought. It's more so of what would give Cuban and these potential investors indications that this is even possible, given he just sold the team to them less than 3 years ago.
Right. Do they have those indications, or are they just saying, we're not waiting for those indications and we're just going to give this a try anyway?
Oh, wow.
I mean,
that seems like so bold.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that to me is the interesting part of this. Like, what feelings or what indicators does he even have or potentially have that they would be even willing to contemplate this after he sold it to them on a discount? Like, that to me is the
and look, the partnership has been bumpy. So
Mark Cuban said, I'm not coming for 30%.
anything,
I'm coming for the whole thing.
Because to me, if the relationship is bumpy, the indication would be to me that Dumont and Adelson fan would say, cool, we'll buy you down to 7% and you can go ahead and go.
And
this
who
is our
knows?
team now.
And that's the thing.
Conversely, if
they have that option, the way the agreement was set up for the first 4 years of the partnership. So the team was bought in November 20. They agreed to the sale in November 2023. It was finalized and approved by the NBA just before the end of the calendar year in 2023, right after Christmas. So if I understand the details right, that means they would have through December of 2027 to exercise that option. And as I've always understood it, that option is completely in control of the Dumont Adelson families. If they want to buy it down, if they want to spend whatever it takes to get it down from 27 to 7, totally their call, and they can just unilaterally implement it if they're willing to pay the requisite price.
Conversely, if these other people come in and offer them a couple billion more than what they bought it for, maybe they're like, all right, that's the easiest money I'll ever make in my life.
Sure.
You know,
like, if you get more than what you obviously bought
I
it for.
want to buy my 2018 Honda Civic off me, just hit me up.
Yeah, that would be a financial consideration that you would obviously have to listen to. I guess if I was in that position, I bought the team on a discount. I got a governor who owns 27% of the team. I can buy him out to 7% anytime I damn well please. But also, if I'm the person who owns the team and I have no thoughts or intentions of selling the team, what the hell are you doing trying to get investors to come buy this team back for? You can go ahead and, like, that would be, maybe I'm spiteful, because I'd be like, well, you can go ahead and go then. If you're trying to come for a coup and come get my team, no, you can go.
I mean, business.
Because that's
a coup.
If I'm Dumont Adelson and I'm not having any indications that I want to sell my team,
They treat this. That's the thing, though. This is an asset.
Yeah.
To them. I mean, they're explicit. Like, it's not this isn't a labor of love.
yeah, I was gonna say, yeah,
and that's not a criticism. It's just like,
yeah, that's what it is.
their heart's
their
not in it.
reality.
This is about
Yeah.
money. This is strictly about money.
Yeah, I mean, billionaires can be.
So I don't think they take that personally at all. But I
Well,
also don't know. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, considering,
Dude, dollars and
How
cents,
they
man. If they think that this thing is worth $5 billion and these people offer them $6 billion, that's that's plus 20%.
Of what they
what they bought, yeah,
I mean, that's if you're business people,
yeah.
All right, we should
This-
probably
yeah.
do supers and tankathon then.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yep.
Let's go ahead and get to the super chat.
I feel like there's going to be more to this story one day, Mark. What do you think?
What is going
As he's texting away. Yes.
He is
I
exactly.
think I heard
No,
Siri.
no, I mean, I hit the microphone and started putting your words into my text. I'm like,
Yeah.
uh-oh. I'm like, that's the last thing I
I
want.
gotta help things
The
record
last
my
thing
voice. I don't
the
need that.
last thing I want to see.
No.
Lanner with 3 $2 super chats. Thank you so much. We'll
Thank
start with
ya.
the first one. What is the lowest number we pick to be happy with the draft spot?
4.
2. No, I'm just joking.
To be happy?
I'm just joking. 5.
6.
I'll say 5.
I mean, I'd say right.
I'll go 6.
Right now, they're in 7th.
Not terrible.
I don't want to fall to 8th.
Falling below 7 would
Can
really
just
suck.
stay the same. Just stay the
Yeah.
same or
If you
move
say
up.
if you're in
6 would be good for me.
top 5 for me is
I have a top like
Yeah.
6, but
I think there's 5 clear players that I would love to
yeah,
have.
this is true.
One of those 5. Kalishaw is a bitter hater. We are always Team Mark.
I'm Team Mark till I die.
Very kind of you. Thank you for saying that.
Mr. Stein has done wonderful things for me in my career. You will never catch me saying anything bad about that man.
Man, don't get me all sentimental now.
Just saying. Just
I'll say
saying.
bad things
Thank you,
about Mark.
Kevin Gray. That was very nice. That was very nice.
Odds Cuban comes back on DLLS to apologize.
We got to get him back on the show regardless.
Apologize. No, but he should come back.
Yeah, he was on our show summer.
I've never met
He
him in
was this
that
past
way.
summer.
Yeah, no, I thought it was a great show. It was a great conversation.
To have that conversation to where we are now. Goodness gracious, man.
Good show.
Ozzy D with a $1.99 super chat. Every owner in the DFW except Stars needs to sell. Oh, wow.
Well,
Let me tell you something,
I don't know, man.
Ozzy.
If Tom Gallardi wants to move into Plano, that wouldn't sit right with my soul. I say all these teams should be playing right here in Dallas.
Jerry Jones
Well, yeah, football team is hard. 'cause
ain't
the
ever
size of stadiums.
selling
but
that team between
I
Jerry,
wish so
Charlotte,
much,
and
though,
Jerry
man.
Jr. Yeah, man, that football team is staying in the Jones family forever. Because then you got the grandsons coming behind it too, John, Steven, and all them.
I almost shed a tear.
Yeah. Jones family not ever selling that team. Let's get to Tankathon. Take our Tankathon spin before we get out of here. Mavericks have lost now. Oh boy, 8 straight games. They're 19-34 on the year, 15 games under 500. By the way, the more interesting race that's starting to happen. So the Mavericks are now only 2.5 games, or excuse me, the Jazz are only 2.5 games in front of the Mavericks at this particular rate.
Hello.
As the
Those wins against them a couple weeks ago were unfortunately not great.
So there's an interesting storyline brewing there. So right now the Mavericks are 7th in the lottery odds. And if you watch tonight's BYU Baylor game, AJ Debonsa went smooth off. Mikael Brown went off over the weekend, had a 40-plus point game over the weekend for Louisville. So things are getting real interesting in the NBA draft order.
And so losing matters. Right now, the Mavs are 7th, which means they still have a 32% chance to move into the top 4 and a 7.5% chance at the number 1 overall pick.
Let's take our Tankathon spin in 3, 2, 1. Here we go.
Let's make it 2 in a row, baby.
They go down a lot, man. This pod.
They moved to what, 4
I know, and
yesterday?
I told you guys this is absolutely unbelievable.
This pod
I
is
host.
like
I host Monday and Tuesday 1-hour shows on Sirius XM NBA Radio alongside Zach Harper, and literally twice in the last 5 shows, he's done only 2 Tankathon spins. He's done them and came up Mavs number 1 both times.
Oh, wow.
Today's show this morning, I was actually talking about, can you imagine if Sacramento becomes the 4th straight team in the league to have the league's worst record and fall all the way to number 5? And in our Tankathon spin, that is exactly what happened.
Good, they
Kings
deserve
were
it.
5th.
The
Mavs
deserve
were
the
number 1.
pick.
And I told Zach Harper, the lead host of the show, DLS will be contacting you soon to trade me for you. Straight up.
I mean, we'll just have him on a guest for like 5
picks,
minutes to have him do a Tankathon
no
spin.
compensation, just they want you instead of me.
The Mavs have moved down 14 of our 23 spends.
insane, man.
14 out of 23.
Yeah, falling between 8 and 10 is probably about I won't say worst scenario because you still get a lottery pick, but that's about as not great as you can get. Because there's a clear top 5 in this case when it comes to Peterson, Boozer, DeBanza, Flemings, and Caleb Wilson. I would love one of those 5 players. And then you start getting into other guys after that. But, it is.
Wagler's coming.
Yeah.
He's waggling around.
It is what it is. That'll do it for us here. Anything else, Stein, before we let you go? We know.
No, and like I said, I apologize to everyone that I was so distracted, but sometimes when live news is happening, like I thought I was pretty good at listening to the conversation and interacting with multiple people.
No, you're doing
but
well, man.
At my age, this morning I also tweeted that I got a text from Ron Harrod Jr. pointing out that I said Brandon Ingram was still on the Pelicans when he is in fact a member of the Toronto Raptors. So
if it makes you feel any better, I forgot Brandon Ingram was on the Raptors until you tweeted that he made the All-Star game.
So disrespect.
I just don't think about Brandon Ingram.
I'm not as good at I'm not as good at multitasking as I like to think sometimes.
Top
so
4
thank you everyone for putting up with my all over the placeness, and hopefully we did get to the point of answering all these questions, and I'm sure we will continue to discuss this.
Big week for the Stein line and for the NBA. It's NBA All-Star Week.
I am headed to Los Angeles soon. I will be covering Mavs at Lakers. I will be covering part of All-Star Weekend. So, yeah.
Should be fun.
It will remain to be seen if Luka Doncic plays in that game on Thursday. They got smoked tonight. Wemby had 37 at the first half and finished with.
Is that good?
He had 37 points in 18 minutes.
So good. Such a good
finished
player.
the game with 40. He didn't play hardly in the second half. So there you go. We appreciate our guy Tanner making us look good and sound good as always. Thank you, sir. We will be back tomorrow.
Stein listening to Mini Men on the way home. Oh my God, that would be
that'd be epic.
We will have our regular show tomorrow at 12 p.m.
You know, it's a good bet.
Explain it to me.
We'll do it after
Later.
the show.
Yeah.
You don't want to go overtime? Are we already in overtime?
We're
already
Tanner, did we miss the Fast Channel 59 alert?
We will be back tomorrow at 12 p.m.
Tanner's head is in his hands, chat.
To what Stein had to say tonight and more when it comes to the Mavericks and their 8-game losing streak. Appreciate having Marc Stein hanging out with us here on the show tonight. He's going to be very busy for the rest of the week, so we'll catch him when we catch him. That's our DLS Mavs analyst, Bobby Crow.
I love all of you.
Is our DLS Mavs beat writer, Ron Harrod Jr. I am merely the man trying to keep this thing from going completely chaos. My name is Kevin Gray. We'll talk to you tomorrow at 12 p.m. Y'all be good. Peace.
We all silly like the mayor.